Alright, so this is 4D Tic Tac Toe, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's Tic Tac Toe, but played in 4 dimensions. Well, theoretically. So there are 4 different main or hyper grids, main grids, and each grid is composed of 3 mini grids or subgrids, and each of these subgrids represents a layer of a 3D object. And each of these hyper grids are a 3D grid, right? And the way you win this is just like regular tic-tac-toe. You're supposed to get an alignment, but since it's not played on a 2-dimensional space, you have to get an alignment across kind of a 4-dimensional space. And the way it's calculated is essentially you have to, each symbol or each play made is going to be checked for a direction. So for example, the way these grids are mapped out is it's within like a vector, stored in like as a tuple object, and it has an x, y, z, and w axis. The z represents which of the 3D subgrids you are playing on, and the w represents which of the hypergrids you are playing on. And the way that it works is if you are placing a symbol on here, it's not just placing a x simply like that. It's actually trying to map out a potential direction in which the game will calculate that through step sizes. So if we have a vector, right, so it'll basically run through a combination of just vectors that represent different possible wind directions, and it's going to perform calculations by adding that step index to the location of replacements. And for each of those, right, it's going to determine whether or not it's considered a win or not. And based on those projections, as you can see, makes for some very interesting gameplay.